lovely wife and beautiful daughter, Cinderella. Amidst their wealth and honor, they remained to be humble and happy. Sadly, the Duke's wife died. So he married again. This time, Cinderella had a new stepmother and two stepsisters. She was happy with her new family. Soon after, Cinderella's father died. Alas, the true colors of her stepmother and stepsisters came out. They are evil. They treated her very bad. Her stepmother favored her daughters over Cinderella. She made sure that Cinderella's sisters had wardrobes full of expensive dresses and lived their lives in luxury. She made Cinderella do all the housework alone, and the only dress Cinderella had was made of dirty rags. She didn't even have a proper bed, but had to sleep in the cinders by the fireplace. One day, the messenger came. He knocked on the door. 3 invitations came for the princess ball at the palace. All 3 girls were very excited. The 2 sisters laughed at Cinderella's excitement, for how could she go to the ball looking such a sooty mess? She had no pretty clothes to wear, only a pile of old rags. They tore up her invitation into 100 pieces. And she threw it. On the day of the ball, the sisters wore clothes made of fine linen. They teased Cinderella and made her come back and forth, fetching all their jewels. When they set off for the ball, Cinderella began to cry. As she saw, she noticed a bright shimmering light. It was her fairy godmother. "Cinderella, you shall go to the ball," she said. Then she began to work her magic. Pumpkin into a golden coach, turned the kitchen mice into lean horses, and a fat rat into a coachman. She transformed Cinderella's raggedy dress into a beautiful. Cinderella was so happy. Then she got into the coach. Her fairy godmother warned her that on the last stroke of midnight, the spell would be broken. Cinderella said she would be sure to return by midnight. The moment that Cinderella arrived at the ball, she looked so enchanting that everyone stopped to gaze at her. The prince asked her to dance straight away, and for the rest of the evening, he did not leave her side. Suddenly, while she was dancing with the dashing prince, she heard the clock tower begin to strike midnight. Dong, dong, dong. In a flurry, she remembered her godmother's warning and fled from the palace as fast as she could. The prince ran out of the palace after her, but she had disappeared. The only trace of her he could find was one glass slipper, which Cinderella had left behind on the stairs in her haste to leave. The next day, the town was all aflutter. The prince had announced that he intended to find the owner of the glass slipper and marry her. There was much excitement in Cinderella's household. The two sisters were convinced that one of them would fit the slipper and marry the charming prince. The messenger soon arrived at the house. Okay. However, try as they might, neither sister could fit into the shoe. After much fussing, Cinderella asked if she might to try on the shoe. The two sisters laughed that such a raggedy creature could think she was fit to try on the glass slipper. But the messenger insisted, as it was the royal order that every young woman should try on the glass slipper. Cinderella sat down and slipped her foot into the glass slipper with ease. Then she took the other glass slipper from her pocket and put on the pair. A magical transformation took place. Cinderella returned to her finery of the night before. Her two stepsisters immediately recognized her as the beautiful stranger from the ball and fell to their knees, begging her forgiveness for their terrible behavior. Cinderella was a kind girl and forgave the two mean-hearted creatures. That very day, she returned to the palace to be reunited with her prince, who was filled with joy at finding his beloved again.